Well, I'm parked at the same place today as on my last nature walk. And there's the bay, and just beyond the end of the bay is Moffett Field with the large hangars. At church this morning I was talking about taking this walk, and somebody thought it would be farther than 4 miles, but looking at it from here, it looks like less than that to me, maybe 2 or 3. But we'll find out. And I'm going to try the western trail along the end of Guadalupe River, because I don't see any bridge crossing the river further down. And there's the landmark twin buildings that seem to be empty, that have been in 3 nature walks now, as of now. So we're off. Last time I crossed the river on this railroad trestle, and didn't realize how much used this railroad was at the time. It's the main passenger train rail from San Jose to Sacramento, or to Oakland and Sacramento, apparently. And I would not have walked across there if I had known that. And now I've come to the end of the Western Trail, it would appear, but maybe it continues just over there. I'm going to check that out. I am stymied. There is no trail here either. This looks like it probably was the landfill at Alviso. And already there's a train coming, a passenger train, bearing down on me quite quickly here. Looks like it's empty. That's the condition of the railroads in America. So, what to do now? I have no idea, except to go back. It had been a cool day until the last half hour or so. It just got up to 59 degrees now. In the distance beyond the train track there is the cupula, is that the word? Cupula? Cupola? Steeple of the yacht club. And I understand that is open to the public, though I didn't go into it last time and don't know if I will today either, as I have another agenda, but I'm kind of frustrated as to what to do now. Well, back at the terminus of the East Trail, the main trail, actually the Guadalupe River Trail, as this is called, it does look like there might be a pedestrian bridge over the river there, but it looks like I'm going to have to go east quite a ways to get a spur that might go back to that bridge or not, I don't know. Beyond the bridge, it looks like there is a trail toward Moffett Field, but again, never having been there, it's just speculation. Well, it says it's the South Bay Yacht Club, members and guests only. But this walkway is public shore. I keep being reassured. And that little inlet of water is where the yachts come in to port, and all these islands are really high up. And that's private access only. So it looks like I'm going to have to walk all the way over to the park, which I visited last time but drove to. I'm more than halfway to it now on foot. And then try to find a trail from there that circles around to Mountain View. Well, the bad news is that I have to walk quite a bit farther east before I can start back west, and there's no indication whether the trail actually goes all the way through or not to the west. There's a wedding party over here getting pictures. And this is a shortcut to the trail, so I hate to interrupt what they're doing. I'm not going to walk any farther than I have to get started. I've already walked a mile and gotten nowhere. Farther from Moffett Field than I was when I parked. As the crow flies. Unfortunately, I'm not a crow right now. Well, there are 3 people coming toward me. So I was thinking I would ask them whether the trail goes through. But it doesn't really matter. If it doesn't, I'll just turn back at the end. So I'll find out for myself. Oh, there's the Fremont area. Milpitas, Fremont, and then way farther up the bayside I can see with the naked eye the high-rise building at the University of California, Cal State University at Hayward, but I'm sure that doesn't show up on the screen. The salt mounds, though, should show up pretty well. Motorboats with rather loud motors just passed me in the last few minutes, and I saw nothing, so I wondered what in the world was that. It was reminiscent of one of the stories in the Narnia tales where something could be heard for quite a while before anything was seen. And then I realized this is the entryway. Looking this way, you can see the water, but from that direction or in that direction, the weeds are so high on both sides that you don't see the water and you don't even see the boat. And I'm still walking away from Moffett Field, and whether there will be a bridge over this inlet or not is the big question. There's a little ground squirrel there. That's the second one I've seen. Not sure it shows up because it's very small and it just went into the weeds now, so it's definitely out of sight. And not only has the trail not been leading me toward the west, which is where I want to go, it is radically turning east by northeast now. So my hope is beginning to fade that I'll ever get back over there to Mountain View from here. Straight across to the south is the parking lot for the Marina. I can see a peaked roof that is at a building right there. I'm not sure that shows up in the picture. And I don't even see the cupola for the yacht club, which would be slightly to the right of that peaked roof. Of course, further out there is the twin buildings. Before. Looks like it will probably be at least 2 miles straight across back to the parking lot where I started. Must be closer to 3 the way I walked. And it's beginning to look like this might even curve back and return to that parking lot without having to cut back, to turn back. But I'm not sure from this point whether that's true or not. But it looks like I'm getting close to a point where that might become evident. This seems to be the easternmost point on this part of the trail. We'll be going north after this curve. And then over there, again, is Fremont, which definitely looks closer now than Mountain View does, or the other way. But it might just be that the sun is shining on Fremont and coming from the direction of Mountain View. It might seem a lot closer if it were in the light instead of the shade. Quite windy now, so it might be hard to hear what I'm saying, but I have finished the northern part of the trail, and my guess that there might be a circle trail all the way back to the marina has been found false. The levee here is closed to protect the wildlife and the habitat, but here the trail makes a radical turn to the west again, but then after just a short distance, it goes north. So whether it ever gets to view or whether it cuts across at Menlo Park or wherever is certainly not apparent. I'm not going to walk much farther. Over an hour since I parked the car and started walking, so I've probably traversed only 3 miles altogether. Feels like more. I'm pretty tired. And there are 2 couples following me now. I couldn't see them when I was in the weeds just a little bit ago, so I wasn't sure if I was all alone out here or not. And they might know whether I think at this point I will ask, because I'm not planning to go all the way to Boston, whether it goes there or not. Maybe for another day. Well, I ended up not asking either of those couples. Actually, the second couple were 2 young women, but all 4 of them had heavy accents or were even speaking some other language, so I wasn't sure they would even understand my question, so I gave it up. Not sure if I'm walking through mustard. Back east, the mustard is yellow in the fall, and here it is April 10th. Maybe this is rapeseed. In Europe, you see miles of fields of rapeseed, seed, and I think that's in the early spring. And I believe rapeseed is used for safola oil. Walking in this direction, it seems like the wind is at my back, which makes it easier to walk. And also I have a better view of the inlet that looks like a river from here, which takes us all the way into the marina. But from most of the walk is obscured by high reeds or weeds. There are two geese in the middle of the picture there now, and they're also in the middle of the inlet. Actually, there's some small bird there with them. It might be a baby goose or a duck or something completely different. There it looks like a duck. It probably is not even visible on your screen. Well, I'm almost back to the marina. On the right side of the picture is the building with the slant roof or the peaked roof, and then to the right of it is the yacht club. Unfortunately, I have to walk much farther than it looks from here to there because of the slough between me and there. And of course my car is at least twice as far away as the yacht club. So my feet hurt the more I think about it. Well, I finally found a seat. There were none on the trail at all. And the bridal party is still here, just leaving apparently. Well, the yacht club seems to have seen better days. Some good repair on the outside, but it doesn't look like it's being used much. A lot of firewood there. My car is finally visible at the end of this trail, just where that white SUV passed. It's been about 2 hours, a good 2 hours, since I left the car. So it's a shorter walk than several more recent ones. Even though it feels like it was a harder one. Not sure why that was. Probably no more than 20 people in that train.